What are the main qualities that we are interested while doing the black box testing? Because as I already stated that the black box testing is actually uh, the testing of the functionalities. We are not interested in the inner details in the codes. So the black box testing qualities are actually the perspective of the client. So what are the main qualities that the client excuse me, that the client is interested in? So client is interested in what do you guess from this picture? It is actually the first quality of the client's perspective. It is correctness. When I say correctness, it doesn't literally mean correctness as we normally talk about in everyday life. Here in software testing, correctness means the correctness according to the client. I means it is strictly about the client. If client says 5 plus 5 is equal to 6, then it is correct, and 5 plus 5 10, it is incorrect. So in this perspective, in this quality, we would our focus would be the client's requirement. We would read the requirement specifications given by the client, and we would try our best to deliver a product that is correct according to the client's wishes. The next quality is, what do you see from in this diagram? Look at this comments. No, that is not how you are supposed to use it. So usability is actually how easily a product can be used. For instance, the in usability, we should say that the product should be easy to use, and the customer should use it as it was supposed to do. Should be used as it was supposed to be used. And this is very important, that a product should be used as it was supposed to be used, because if the design of the product is not very much intuitive, the customers will not use it in the right way. So the usability of a product is high if the customer can use that product without reading the user manual. I write it here that the ideal usability would be if the customer can use the product, the application, without reading the user manual. So this is the usability. And next external quality of the software is, what do you think by about this diagram? He's you can say putting all his effort, putting all his power to carry this load. So it is he is carrying so much load in just one you can say in just one attempt. So he is very efficient guy. So this is efficiency. How can we define efficiency? Efficiency means maximum possible output with minimum possible input. So an application would be efficient if it uses less space and less time. Means the response time of the application is very high. It should not be that long. You know, if the response time of an application is not good, the customers usually feel bored and they uninstall the application. Similarly, if some applications occupy more space, it's also not appreciated at all. So efficiency of an application means it should consume less space and less time. The next quality of black box testing is reliability. When you think about reliability, what comes in mind? Normally it is said that life is not reliable. What does it mean? I suppose I am 33 years and I'm alive. If I add 200 years, definitely I would be no more. So what does it mean? It means life is not reliable. So the reliability of anything means it should be there irrespective of the factor of time. I mean, if we add the factor of time, the output should remain the same. So for a software application, reliability means the same output by adding factor of time. Now the factor of time means because there are many errors that occurs due to the time issue. Mostly errors occur when the at 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. or at the end of the month or end of the years. So softwares are specifically tested for the time issue. And the next characteristics of the black box point of view is this one. What do you think about this diagram? The person is trying to break into the wall. He's actually trying to break the wall. So the integrity means if there is any attacker who wants to steal that data of your application should withstand. Application should withstand the attempt to break into. It is called integrity. So there are many ways to actually steal the data. You must have heard about SQL injections. In SQL injections, what is done actually? They enter such inputs in the input form that they can steal the data. I do not go much into much detail of that. So it is a way of stealing the data. And the next is adaptability. You must have heard about the deals of different businesses that buy one get one free. So it is the same sort of thing. Adaptability means a customer purchase an application and he wants to use it for multiple purposes. To be used for multiple purposes. Multiple purposes means you buy a software and the software gives you an option to customize it. Like the software of the CMS like WordPress. You can customize it without writing a single line of code. Similarly, there are many software like Moodle used in universities. You can customize it according to your own needs. So adaptability is the quality of a software that it could be customized according to the customer's need without writing a single line of code. So in simple words, we can say customizable without writing a single line of code. because it's like the customer's perspective, customer's point of view. So customers would not be able to write a code, so customer would be interested in customizing it by the backend panel, or by using drag and drop of options of the software. The next property is accuracy and precision. Self-explanatory. Every customer is interested in these qualities, that the product should be accurate and the product should be precise. It should give the output in maximum possible detail. And the next property is robustness. When you think about the robustness, you should think about that it has strong roots. Strong roots means it would not crash. For example, the tree would be robust if it doesn't fall in front of very strong winds. Then we can say that it's a very robust tree. Similarly, a software is robust if it doesn't crash. In simple words, software should never crash. So this is the robustness, because customers really feel irritated if software crashes. So just definitely we will compromise on some other qualities to achieve robustness, but robustness actually it is a client's perspective, and clients really feel irritated, and in short, actually they tend to uninstall the application if it crashes 2 or 3 times. So these are total qualities of the black box perspective: correctness, usability, efficiency, reliability, integrity, adaptability, accuracy, and robustness. All of these qualities do not help each other. Sometimes we need to find a trade-off between the different qualities. Sometimes we try to increase adaptability, but its integrity is decreased. Similarly, sometimes we try to increase robustness, but we have to compromise with correctness. Now I would answer questions: how is it that with increase of robustness, correctness is decreased? For instance, when you open a browser and I write google.com, it open google.com because internet is working. But if internet connection is not there, it would show the page would not appear here. It will show an error message that internet connection is off, there's no internet connection. So it means actually the browser is not showing any output in case of no internet. But if you use some Facebook application in your Android mobile or any other mobile, you will observe that even if there is no internet connection, the Facebook application would not crash. It would not say no internet. It would actually show you the previous feeds of your friends. So you would have feel like that your application is showing you something, although it's not correct, because there is possibility that your friend might have deleted some comment, but it is still showing you instead of no internet connection. So when you increase robustness, you do not want to show error message, you want to show output. You have to compromise on correctness, because you do not you are showing the data, but the data is not up to date, so it's not 100% correct, but you are actually avoiding crashing your application. So it is a chart of all the qualities, and it shows some qualities help each other. By increasing one quality, another quality also increases. Like if you increase correctness, efficiency also increases, but some qualities hurt others, like you increase correctness and robustness decreases. Thank you.